So we've seen a rise in the official unemployment rate from 6 to 6.1%, that is between August and September. The total number of jobs has fallen by almost 30,000, and this is contrary to expectations. Economists actually thought that there would be a rise in the number of jobs between those 2 months. Although it was a headline fall in jobs, we actually saw a 20,000 rise in full-time jobs and roughly a 50,000 fall in part-time jobs, and I suppose to the extent that we like to talk about full-time jobs more, then that is also good news for the economy. We are seeing some more heartening news from other sources. So we're seeing a rise in the number of online job ads. So Seek is a fairly reputable source, and they have shown that there's been a 12.5% rise in the number of online jobs in the past year, and I think other surveys are showing the same thing. This is a particularly interesting jobs report. This, of course, yesterday the ABS said that they would dump their seasonal adjustment process, and that was in light of some pretty crazy figures that had been coming out of the ABS in relation to jobs in July and August. We saw a big jump in the unemployment rate in July, and then we saw very, very strong jobs growth in August, I think actually the strongest ever, and so economists really were reluctant to believe those figures, and so yesterday the ABS said that they would from now on just basically release the data in the original form. Well, there are various theories, but the most prominent one at the moment was that, at least for August, the ABS had previously asked a series of questions in that month that had created a strong incentive for part-time workers to say that they were unemployed, and that was basically to avoid answering a lot of subsequent questions. And so when they removed those questions this year, that factor was no longer at play, and so that explained the very, very large figure of jobs growth in August. So the ABS has announced an inquiry into the process, and presumably in the next few months we will find out more about what they're going to do. I mean, sure, this has tarnished their reputation slightly, but I'm pretty sure that they will recover from it. I mean, at the end of the day, the economy is always changing, and it may not be a fault of one of their surveys, it may be something else. Well, the Australian dollar fell this morning to just over 88 cents, so that is generally a sign that the traders and financial markets think that the chance of a rate cut has increased, although realistically that is still very, very unlikely. These figures that came out today are very much in line with what the RBA has been talking about for quite some time now. The Treasury as well. Futures pricing in futures markets shows that there's basically no chance of an official rate cut for at least 12 months, although of course things can change very quickly.